Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to another edition of 10 Forward Weekly. Apologies for the weird stuttering in that beautiful trailer the Magic Legends people produced for us. I'm still working kinks out of this streaming room setup, I guess, after 3 years. But hi, my name is Mike Fadum. I am also known as Ambassador Kel, and I am the community manager for Star Trek Online. And I am joined once again by the lovely bow tie wearing Winter Mullinex. Mullinex? Yes, I got it right.
Yes, that's
I realize when you work with people that you write their names all day, but you never actually have to say them.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll get people on the stream and I'll be like, and I'm here with
the person with a face and a name.
Yeah, exactly. Hello. Welcome
Hi.
to the stream. Congratulations on finally announcing your game, and we can talk about it.
So excited.
No one had guessed that you were working on Magic at all. No one at all.
Nobody knew.
No, nobody at all.
No.
Definitely nobody last week.
No.
Or last time we had you on stream, whatever that was, 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Yeah, so how's it been since launch?
The announcement's been great. We've got a great Discord community going. It's growing very quickly. And we don't have more details to share just yet. I'm sorry.
You have nothing to say.
Nothing.
Well, can you talk about... here's the question I had, because, we couldn't really talk about this last week, because we couldn't talk about what you're doing or whenever you were here last. I keep saying last week. But what's the process like for launching a brand new game when you're at that stage in the CM world or the marketing world of like, okay, we've got a trailer and we can't tell you anything else. What steps do you have to go through now to sort of like what are you working on as much as you can say these days?
Just getting social channels together, making everything as...
You can plug your social channels here. This is a safe space.
What? Play Magic Legends on Twitter and Discord link. I don't remember the vanity URL off the top of my head yet. I think all the vanity is right here. But if you go to playmagiclegends.com, all the links are at the bottom, and we'd love to.
And you can sign up for the beta right now.
You can sign up for the beta right now. We've already got a lot of signups, and we can't wait to give you more details. We're super excited to bring more details as soon as possible.
Cool. Like what? No, I'm just kidding. I will switch the position now. Instead of being the community manager, I will bug someone else for details. I already know all the details. Well, except for the ones that I don't know. I know most of the details.
When the camera's off, people know everything.
60% of the details. Maybe 50. Maybe 45. I know some details, guys. I know a detail. I know half a detail. Well, cool. All right. Well, that's awesome. That's super really exciting. That's really all you can say about Magic, isn't it? That's really
all I can say.
I booked you for half an hour, Winter.
Oh.
So, now you're going to have to tell us about auditioning to be the Pink Ranger. Because you dropped that on me on Facebook today, and I didn't know about it, and now I have to know about it.
Oh my god. Alright, next you're gonna go find my Mickey Mouse Club audition tape.
You auditioned for the Mickey Mouse Club too? Like the NSYNC version?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I just aged myself. Hi. Hello.
I know, you look younger than me.
Oh, you're very, very kind. You're very kind. Yeah, I auditioned to be the Pink Ranger a long, long time ago. I used to take martial arts, actually.
Really?
Everything, yeah.
What kind of martial arts?
Kung Fu.
Oh, really?
I did.
Cool. What kind of, like, there's a specific kind of Kung Fu or just the
just
general?
Shaolin.
The general. Oh, Shaolin, nice.
Well, Shaolin.
Oh, okay.
It was an American studio, so I say
Got it.
Shaolin very...
Like one of the real martial arts places, or were you training in a big dojo?
It was a big dojo.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It was a pretty big dojo out in Texas.
Yeah.
I was potentially Walker, Texas Pink Ranger. But yeah, it was interesting. We had auditions. I had to read all these lines that were just like all very childish, like high school lines. And then I'm like, okay, no, do a cartwheel. What? Okay. Are you able to do backflips? Do you have mats? It was a weird audition, and they were just auditioning a ton of kids who didn't have any experience.
Yeah, because they were trying to book the cheapest people humanly possible for that show.
I
say that as the biggest outrageous fan on the planet. They were going all out to find nobody who would ask them for money.
Well, I mean, I obviously lost out, but it was a fun experience.
Oh, that's cool. What about you play Magic, right? The actual card game? How long have you been doing that? You don't have to give me a specific year if you don't want to.
Since
I'm sorry.
It came out.
I don't mean to be rude, dear. Well, I have two. That doesn't mean...
No, like literally since it came out. Okay, yeah. But, if you take that and the fact that I auditioned for the Mickey Mouse Club, you kind of have a...
I mean, you can get a range, sure, but, people who play STO aren't that good at math. Oh, God, wait, they're great at math. Oh, no, what have we done?
No!
I wasn't trying to bring Winter on here to break her. This was not my intent.
Now everybody knows my age. Oh, no.
Do you want to talk about the Game Awards and what that process was like?
Well, the Video Game Awards, that was handled actually by our publisher, whom we are very grateful for. They have done an amazing job just getting a lot of this stuff together for us. Thank you so much, Perfect World. It was just, we were all here watching the awards, just like waiting, like, where's the trailer? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And then when it hit, I'm finally like, I can talk.
Send all of the posts live. Fire everything.
Hey, this is what I've been working.
Yeah. That's so funny, too, because, we really didn't have any idea what time in the evening it would be going, so we had to just kind of sit there with the finger on the button, like,
And then take note of the time when it was happening.
Nope. That's the other game.
Who is this normal person who looks related to Mike Fagan?
Do we look related?
No, I think it's your haircut. Your new haircut. You got a new haircut. Do we look related?
I don't know. I'll take it as a compliment. Let's see. I'm seeing if anybody has any questions for you. No, people are saying that we should give female characters bow ties in the game because of you. So it looks quite nice.
Fancy?
Yeah, it was your first holiday party with Cryptic last week.
It was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was very exciting. We got to go in a giant snow globe. Only it wasn't snow, it was little tiny balls of styrofoam, and I'm still picking them out of everywhere.
My dog brought me one 2 days ago, and I had to post about it on Facebook because I was just like, oh, hello.
Hello! You found it! Yay!
I stole the right box from
You
Andre's
did
office.
steal the right box from Andre's office. Well, I guess we could do this now.
That's okay. Alrighty.
Okay. Thanks, Jet. Bye, Jet. See you later, Jet.
See ya.
I will Vanna White this with my Ariana
All right.
Grande hands.
First of all, I gotta make sure that I don't. Okay.
No address shown.
Yeah, it's got the phone number and the address from the person who sent us this on the thing. We said today that we would be doing a unboxing from GamePrint, and we're very excited to do that. They've got a brand new product to show you guys, which is very exciting. Let's see. We've already got a drawing of Lieutenant Tardigrade as the White Ranger in chat.
Oh, no.
I broke Winter.
I almost never tell people about that.
You shouldn't have told me. Have you seen the Megazords on my desk? Giant Power Rangers fan. Giant Power Rangers fan. I went to the first ever Power Rangers convention in LA.
Really?
Yeah, it was super fun.
Everybody's really nice.
Yes, they are. All right.
It's a box.
It's a box! Everybody's super excited. Now, this is actually, it's a really cool thing. Some of you may have seen it already. Oh, God, there's so many packing peanuts. Let's just point that at the camera.
Speaking of the snow globe.
Oh, there's so many! But this is a really cool product that GamePrint is debuting right now and offering free shipping on until December 31st. We're going to put a blog up about it in a couple of days. Let's see. What is the least messiest way I can do this?
There, do you want me to hold the box and pull?
Well, it's just the peanuts. The box isn't really the problem.
I can...
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're shaking them down. Oh, they all went over the side, Winter.
No.
What have you done?
Ah!
What have you done, Winter?
Oh, these are the edible ones.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. I used to like those when I was a kid.
Eat one.
Really?
Give it to Winter. She'll try anything. All right, so we have a styrofoam or a bubble-wrapped box. Mima Ranglout wants to know if you watch... They said the Japanese Rangers, but of course that is incorrect statement. They're asking if you watch Super Sentai.
Super Sentai.
The Japanese show that Power Rangers takes its footage from.
I have. It's like Cheetos without the dust.
Good catch. You can see that this is Fragile. Christmas time, I can make that joke.
That was one of my favorite TV shows, Fragile Rock.
Work your cares away. All right, now we have our sturdy, lovely GamePrint box to look at. And yes, Cthulhu, now would be a good time for all of us to go, what's in the box?
It's not Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Unfortunately. Okay. Pay no attention to this warning fragile side. You can see all the lovely pieces of foam we're pulling out. And now, let me show it to you in the box. So this is a new thing you can get from GamePrint. It is a Starship plaque. You can actually get your ship printed on a plaque with information about your ship to put up on your wall so that you can remember your 3D Starship or somebody else's 3D Starship if you want, you know,
beautiful.
A classic one. This is actually the Constitution. So this is the Enterprise. Oh, actually, no. This is the Constitution, not the Enterprise. But you can see it up close here. It's really, really beautiful work. There's some gunk that I've left on it from the unpacking process, but it is it's beautiful, beautiful wood. Looks really nice. It's got a bunch of cool information on your crew and a quote that you pick, and then, of course, the really beautiful, highly detailed 3D printing work that they do at Mixed Dimensions and GamePrint. So this is a really, really cool product. I believe I want to say it's $200. It might be more than that, or less than that, possibly. I'd have to look at the website. But it looks really, really cool. I'm probably going to get one for one of my ships. And it's a neat way to get a memory of your ship. And of course, you can access it by going in-game to your ship and just clicking 3D print your ship on PC. Or if you're a console captain, you can go to GamePrint's website. They have a library of every ship everybody's ever ordered or put together that you can then browse through to find the ship that you would like to print. So that is awesome. Check that out right here. Again, they're doing free shipping on these until December 31st. We'll have a blog post about that with more information soon, but that is really, really cool.
It's beautiful.
It's really pretty.
It's really, really
I was really excited when I saw it. Oh, yes, Mima Ranglout. My nails are gorgeous. Yes. Very pretty. All right, now I'm going to... Well, let me put it back in the bag, and then you can put it back in the box.
Put it back in the bag, put it back in the box.
Put it back in the bag, put it back in the box. And then dash away, dash away, dash away, oh! Yeah, Cthulhu, you're right. We should get a one of the Chimera for Nog to put up in the office. That would be really cool. And yes, Mino Dan, the Connie has the Enterprise code quote, at least on this model, because I think it's a test model that they put together to sort of show it off. So it can, I think, have whatever quote you'd like on there. I don't know exactly for sure. All right. So, Winter.
Yes.
How's your first couple of weeks of Cryptic been?
I've been here 2 months.
Oh, well, that's a couple of weeks. Listen, time has no meaning for me. Talk while I pick up packing peanuts off the ground.
It's been wonderful. This has been the best studio I've ever had the privilege of working for. I'm so happy to be working on this project, and I can't wait to get to know all of you out there who are going to be playing Magic Legends. As soon as we have more details to share, I'm going to be throwing them your way. Believe me.
There was a couple of details on the website. I mean, I think we can at least say it's an action MMO, right?
It's an action MMORPG.
And
MMO action RPG.
Yeah. So, does
the order matters.
Yes. So yeah, Calandra says now that Mike's gone, what's the juicy gossip?
Oh, what's the juicy gossip? I have legs. 2 of them.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you.
No, there's no gossip really to share.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to say to your adoring fans, or your potential adoring fans? Do you want to apologize for stealing the name for our anniversary event? We announced ourselves as STO Legends back in August, and then Magic was like, no, we're taking that. So we have a different name now.
These are things above my pay grade.
Yes, above all of our pay grades.
I can't wait to meet all of you, as I said, and I can't wait to share more information with you. I'm sorry I can't share more, but it's great to meet all of you. If you're in the Discord, now you have a face to the name. I am Cryptic Winwin in Discord. I am for the Winwin on the forums. My nickname is Winwin, if you haven't gotten that. So feel free to call me Winwin. I can't wait to share more. There's nothing more I can say yet.
No worries. Thank you very much for joining us.
We
really appreciated having you, and you're awesome, and we love having you. Come back on the stream anytime. And we'll see you soon.
All right, bye.
I'm excited for Magic Legends. It's going to be so cool.
It's going to be awesome. Ariana Grande hands.
Bye. Okay, well. We're 10 minutes early from when our first interview here was supposed to start. So let me see if our interviewee is ready. And we can get ready to go. Yes, Wraith Shadow, she does need to kick in every door and say, it's a win-win situation. Cool. Well, that was fun. While we're waiting to hear back on that, why don't we look in the fan art we got this week? We didn't get much fan art this week. Y'all didn't send in as much. Okay, cool. Claire is ready to go, so we'll look at fan art and then we'll move on along. Let me just switch the thing here so it isn't bloop. Bloop. Nope, that's not it. That's Rose. She'll be here later. Okay, 10 Forward Weekly. 10, where the heck is it? 10 Forward Evil Template. There it is. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. All right, first up, we got a bunch of pictures from my favorite person in the world, Rami. For those of you who don't know, Rami is a very talented artist who a lot of times will modify screenshots from Star Trek Online, especially on commission. This is one that she did of her character in Admiral Quinn. She also did that image, did an image for our blog a while ago. This is another one of her character on Deep Space Nine, reaching for something. And this is an awesome shot of the SS Enterprise from the Enterprise era. And this is another cool shot of, I think that's a Sovereign class facing off against an Iconian Dreadnought. Beautiful. Meanwhile, Stu1701 sent us a couple amazing pictures of the different memorial plaques. Nick did such a good job putting these together. If you haven't gone to see it, go and check them out. They're on Deep Space Nine and New Romulus and Kronos and Earth Space Dock, and they're absolutely gorgeous. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to encounter the problem of we've run out of room on our memorial in-game. But I'm glad that we were able to approach it and find a solution that looks as dignified and classy as this does. Everybody's saying, it's congratulating me on getting the Sovereign class right. Yep. I'm very proud of myself, too. But the Sovereign's also one of my favorite ships, so it's sort of cheating. And here's that was the one on Earth Space Dock. Here's the one on New Romulus. One thing I like about what we did on an Earth Space Dock is we moved it around, so you're looking at a view instead of a wall now. And then the one on Kronos. And finally, Zev Boulonginus sent us this image of a bunch of different Aaron Eisenbergs, I think. Probably some bridge officers running around. All right, well, it sounds like Claire's ready, so let me get this set up. Switching over to Skype. Okay. All right. I hope nobody else was hearing that. There was, for some reason, Peter Jackson was talking in my ear for a second. So one thing that we decided to do this week that some of you may have seen me talk about on Twitter is we were talking about bringing some people on the stream to talk about their experiences with STO or other wonderful things like that. And so right now we're putting in a phone call to Claire, who's one of the players who responded on Twitter. And just a second, there she is. Let's see if I can get her on the actual stream. Hey, it worked, kind of. Hold on.
I mean, that would be step number 1.
It would be step number 1. We'll see what step number 3 and 4 are. I'm going to switch this out. Hold on, because it's... Oh, no! Oh, God. Okay, hold on. I'm fixing this. I promise. You're on your phone, aren't you?
I am on my phone, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's why. This is on vertical video, so I got to switch it up. Okay. There we go. Hi, Claire.
Hi.
How are you? Can everybody hear her? Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear. Okay. I'm seeing that they heard Skype music, so I'm assuming they can hear you. So welcome. Thanks for joining us.
I mean, that would be good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's great to have you on board.
I wish somebody would have told me we were doing ties and whatnot.
Would have told you we were doing
like
what
bow
now?
Ties?
Oh, bow ties. Yeah, bow ties are cool. So, Claire, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been playing STO?
I've been playing since just after Legacy of Romulus.
Oh, cool.
So I've been playing for a while now.
And how long... Did you get into the game because you were a Trekkie, or...?
Yeah, I've always been a Trekkie for... I mean, I guess as long as I've really been watching TV for the most part. I just found it one day when I was randomly looking through channels, and there was Star Trek, and I thought it was interesting.
That's awesome. What was it about Star Trek that drew you to it first, you think?
Oh, man. Just the fact it was so different. I mean, even from a young age, you can tell that it's just of a different class of show. There's so much more meaning to it. There's a lot more values, a lot more conversation within the show itself. So it's just a completely different experience on TV.
That's really cool. And what's your favorite season? Or series, not season, sorry. Oh. Name me a specific episode of a specific season.
Let's go, yeah.
Yeah, no. What's your favorite series?
That's a tough one, but right now I definitely have to say DS9.
Ah, she's gone for the obvious answer.
So good.
I know, it's really good.
Especially because it wasn't well rated for years. So, and now that 20 years later, we've seen really how relevant it is. So,
yeah, it's kind of amazing. DS9, was, I think at the time, was kind of sort of looked down on. And it's like, oh, it's not TNG. And it was only like the really kind of hardcore fans who were like, no, guys, this show is really good. I promise. And now it's like, if you ask anybody, they will fight you if you say anything against Benjamin Sisko. It's better. It's interesting to watch how...
Well, or Benjamin Sisko will fight you.
Yeah, that's true. He'll just punch you right in the face. It doesn't matter if you're a god or what.
Well, I mean, it worked for you.
Yeah, exactly. So, Claire, you told me on Twitter that you had sort of a coming-of-age experience through Star Trek Online. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, when I started playing Star Trek Online shortly after, I got into basically a bad space in life and mental health and whatnot. So Star Trek Online was really my escape in a lot of ways. And I got into the RP community, really trying to pretend you're a captain and going about your space things.
That's one of my favorite things to do
doing
in
whatever
this game.
you need.
It's so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. It is. So I ended up creating this character, Ashlyn, because at the time I had just gotten the lifetime subscription, and I got to play Liberated Borg finally. I'm like, okay, that's cool. And because I was such a mess myself at the time, I kind of made her a bit of a mess too, gave her a bit of a tragic backstory, like she was on Vega during the Borg invasion.
Oh, wow.
I figured maybe she was in the Delta Quadrant, and then when the Alliance came, then she came back to the Federation for the Iconian War. And that's where I picked up playing her right after the Iconian War, was able to play her in a couple different fleets and have a lot of fun, and really go through her journey of trying to figure out, okay, I was this person before, but the Borg kind of took that from me, so how do I go from here? And the interesting part for me is that I figured out I was probably in the gender diverse space about 3 years ago, and I only finally transitioned at the end of last year. And when I was going through that questioning, I looked at this character I created, looked at her journey, looked at her mental health struggles, looked at, her trying to come of age, and it's like, oh, no wonder why I like this character. That's totally a reflection of me.
One of the things I love about role-playing, whether it's tabletop or MMO or things like that, is that it lets you discover stuff like that. It lets you explore through that space. It's like almost like a therapeutic process of like, oh, well, I'm playing a trash goblin, but really the trash goblin is inside me all along.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, you just unleash your inner goblin at that point, and I mean, that's where all trolls are born from, right?
God, I hope not. There are some nice goblins somewhere in the world. We'll find them.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah, not very nice.
With Magic coming out, that's probably where they're hanging out.
Hold on, we have special guests joining us. Rose, Jet, come on in.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. They were coming in to join us at 4:30. We started your interview a little bit earlier. Yeah, this is... Oh, sorry. We put a box on your chair. Here, just take that off. We did the unboxing early because, we invited a Magic community manager on, and then she couldn't talk about her game because no one can, so... All right, so anyway, I'm sorry. We were talking about Ashlyn. Tell me a little bit more about her as a character. You gave us a little bit about the backstory, but what's she like? What's her deal?
She's basically a mess. She came... Well, I mean, so that's number one, a reflection of me. So I figured that she was in the Delta Quadrant doing Borg stuff, and then when the Alliance came, shortly before that, she had been picked up by the Cooperative, and then she re-became a Federation citizen. And having been in Starfleet before, I figured, okay, well, maybe she goes back to do Starfleet stuff for the Iconian War. And it's just been a slow journey. I mean, I've played her since the Iconian War came out years ago. And I've kind of just progressed her as a character as she kept finding herself and where she wanted to go and who she wanted to become, really.
And how is that journey? I assume it hasn't ended for her yet, but what's she discovered in the wake of the Iconian War about herself?
That she's a lot stronger than she thought, and that there's a lot more of her left than she thought at first. That they haven't taken everything away from her, and that she really has a lot of personal strength to really build off of. And that now that she's a captain, she has this crew that she's able to rely on and really build some friendships there. And again, that ended up being a reflection of my own life, because now that I've come out as a trans woman, then I'm able to have such stronger friendships with people and really depend on people who are incredible influences in my life.
Yeah, once you've got yourself figured out and a good group of people who really know you, it's incredible how you can go from there, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you I assume created backstories and characters for all of your bridge officers then too.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah, tell me all about Ashland's crew. Who she got on board with
I'm
her?
back.
Yeah, of course. God, we've all done it.
I mean, she's.
Just
Oh
real
yeah,
quick,
of course. It's
I
too
can
much fun.
barely hear.
Oh man, who else has she got on the team? She's got
It doesn't have
an
any
One
Anar,
of those.
who's a doctor, because of course a blind doctor, why not?
Yep, that makes sense.
And that's really her like support. That's her counselor. Who has now over the years become her first officer. She's got, of course, Star Trek. It's timey-wimey stuff. So she's got a temporarily displaced bridge officer who came from the Kirk era, who's now her pilot for the ship, and is a real kind of like a Tom Paris character, real hotshot that kind of pushes her to go a little further, and to do things that maybe she wouldn't have been comfortable with at first. And it's like, no, maybe we probably should take this mission on, type thing.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix a technical issue here, but that sounds really cool. Yeah. Nothing on your end. We just had to make some quick changes to Skype. 1 second. I'm just going to fix this.
Oh, yeah, because technical issues are, how it works.
Yeah, that's my life, mostly.
But sometimes it's really good to have that person's like, yeah, you should go for this. You can do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I have people in my life who help me do that now. Because I mean, I'm your typical office worker downtown in the city I live in, up in Canada, where it's very cold right now, of course.
I'm just going to look out the window at this lack of snow I have and smile faintly.
So, and I'm lucky in the office that I work in, I'm able to do some of that engagement. And I'm a person who, I'm pretty okay with sitting in front of a room of people who are paid way more than I am, and being the person that's like, hey, I'm a trans woman. There are questions that you can't find the answers to online if you don't personally know a person in the LGBTQ space, whether it's family, friends, co-workers. And I'm able to say, listen, ask me questions, because then people are able to learn. And I find that way I'm able to allow other trans folk who just want to go ahead and live their lives and not have some of the sillier questions asked to them. I'm able to take that on and hopefully make their lives a little better too. And I'm really lucky to have a workplace that allows me to do that, as well as friends who 100% back me up in that space too.
That's really, really cool. Although I will say, I wish
It's
you didn't have to do that. I wish more, people didn't put that emotional labor on you guys. But Rose, you can talk about that a little bit, right? You're kind of the kick the door and make people listen person in our team.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely something that I do quite often. I try to be as visible and as loud as possible for people to like interact with me, ask questions, and kind of get a feel for that, and hopefully they don't bother anybody else who doesn't really want to like have to answer those questions, because it gets tiring.
Yeah.
Just like, I just want to go about my day. Can I do that today? Like, without having to answer.
Can I do that today, or am I going to overhear another conversation at Mike's desk that I have to walk over and educate someone in?
Yes, I have done that on
well deservedly though, and I always appreciate all those conversations. Always start with me going, "Oh God, I hope Rose isn't listening right now, because she's going to feel like she has to come over, and I'm trying to handle this so that she doesn't have to come over." But then you come over anyway, and it's great.
Because it always happens when my headphones happen to not be on. And so I just hear it, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go over there now.
Yeah, it's time to trans the place up again.
Well, not even just for trans issues. Like, sometimes it's just, like, oh God, there needs to be a woman in that conversation right now.
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because when you're in a diversity community like LGBTQ, you're an always-on educator to a certain degree, especially for people who, again, I recognize that, even though there are a decent number of us trans folk around, I still might be the only or the first trans person that any given person might meet. So there's like a bit of a burden on my shoulders to say, okay, I got to make a decent first impression. Plus, I might have to do a little bit of education just to kind of get them to understand that space a little more.
From my personal experience, like there's a lot of people that you meet that are trans and you just don't find out, and so for all of those people, the ones who choose to be out there and much more visible make a really big difference. Whether it's the conversations that you overhear that you might not want to speak out about, like those are 10 times worse if no one around you knows.
Yeah.
Just so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're talking about visibility,
It makes it difficult because,
as I say, the other reason I'm fairly visible as much as I am is, for other trans people who haven't come out yet, if they see me and I'm happy and successful, I think that says a lot about you can be all those things. Well, I'm 40. I turned 40 this year. There's not a lot of you don't generally see a lot of older trans people, and so
yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I only started to realize I was in the gender diverse space at, well, I guess 3 years ago, and I'm 32 now, so I'm again one of the older people, because when you think about it, I'm one of the last people who went through the school systems in North America where gender and sexuality wasn't a conversation that we had with kids. Where now, I mean, we're not perfect with it at all, but we're at least starting to get that conversation, and that information available to people, so they don't spend 10, 20, 30 years suffering trying to figure out who they are and why they don't match the expectations put on them from a young age.
Yeah, that is the most important thing we can be doing in schools right now. I think just helping people learn how to be who they are. My favorite "the kids are all right" story was I was doing something at a high school. I think it was teaching my stage combat class at a high school the other day, and this kid who absolutely looked like someone who would have beat me up in high school walked by wearing this bright pink shirt that just said "trans rights" on it, and I was just like, heck yeah, kids! Oh, heck yeah!
I love it.
That's awesome. Well, Claire,
I mean, as much as we harp on the younger generation, it's like they know so much more. They have so much more access to the internet. There's so many more conversations that they can get into and learn. So, yeah, I mean, social media, the internet, it is what it is. It's a great thing. It's a terrible thing. It's everything.
Yeah.
But it gets people information at such a younger age so they can figure out who they are, who they want to be, and where they want to go in life.
Yeah.
It makes it a lot easier.
I wouldn't.
And then when you're crazy Trekkie and you create a character who is literally you, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I should pay attention to this character I created.
Wait a minute. I just wrote "this is me" 1,000 times in the bio. I don't understand.
I mean, that was kind of it.
Yeah.
It took me way too long to figure it out because I had repressed it for too long. And then when I looked at what I wrote for that character, Ashlyn, and I'm just like, oh, I'm not smart sometimes.
But that's the thing also, whenever people are like, oh, they're poo-pooing self-insert or Mary Sue characters or things like that, especially from younger writers, especially female writers in the fanfic community. I'm like, yeah, but that's how they're exploring their own personality and figuring out how they're approaching the world through how they approach both Dean and Sam from Supernatural being in love with them.
That's a hard one to figure out.
So many difficult choices. Well, Claire, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for coming on. It's really been great chatting with you. You can plug your social media or not, up to you. If you want to tell us how people can find you, you can, or you can fade back into the darkness and never be seen again.
I just joined Instagram not too long ago. I think I'm claire.ashland.trans because Ashland became such a big part of who I am.
That is the best username.
I actually took that as my middle name.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. I love that.
Okay. So I had a bit of fun with that. So yeah, claire.ashland.trans.
And Ashland is ASHLYNN?
Just one N.
Just one N. Okay, ASHLYN. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Again, thank you so much for joining us. It was awesome talking to you.
Hey.
All right.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. All right, we're moving on down the line.
Wait, no, you said bye. That means the stream's over.
No! No! All right, who do I have next on the list? That was already super cool. Thank you guys for being here for that. That was fun. All right. DJ Corvin is up next. That is... okay. Let's see if he's ready to go by sending him a call. Hello, hello. Hey, hold on one sec. Let me get you.
Nice to meet y'all.
Let me get you on screen here. Scoot this over.
I'm in the basement right now. I gotta go away from the
light. Don't go into the light. Don't do it. All right, there we go. There you are. Hello. I never asked. Do you want me to go by DJ Corvin on this, or do you want me to go by your real name?
My real name's fine.
Okay. Hey, Mark. How you doing?
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Good. It's great. It's great to meet you.
Hi.
Welcome. How you doing today?
Good. I just got home.
I've
been on the road all day, so I'm looking forward to this interview. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. What have you been doing on the road?
Oh, I had to run back to our office and my job. I'm not going to get into right now, but it's spread out over a pretty big chunk of Ontario. So I did a lot of driving today. But
holy crap, we got two Canadians in the same interview segment.
Canadians.
Claire was from Canada too. I don't think she was from Ontario though. But anyway, cool. So how long have you been playing Star Trek Online?
Since 2010, I think.
Oh, nice. So like right out the gate.
Yeah.
Cool. What kind of characters you got?
I made an alien character, so it was more customization, and then I started having one of each, a tactical, see what the science did and see what engineer did. Then I did a KDF character when they changed it so you can start at level 1, and just tried all the different variations of the characters that they had. And I spend at least half the amount of the time creating as I do actually playing.
Yeah. Our character creator is super like that.
Space Barbie is the true end game.
Yeah, Space Barbie is absolutely the true end game.
Yes.
What's your? How long have you been a Star Trek fan?
Since I was a kid, actually. I remember back when you had TVs that you had to turn the dial on.
Oh man!
Oh, I just
they had one of those at my grandma's house. I remember that.
Wow! I come home after school, and both my parents worked, and the original series was on, and basically I got raised by Kirk and Spock and Scotty, and my brother got into it too because he's a couple years younger, and I've been a fan since at least '86 when TNG first came out. I remember watching as a family there.
That's cool. And so, what's your favorite series?
They all have their pluses. They all resonate with what part of life I was in. Growing up, Deep Space Nine was more in college. Mm-hmm. I really resonated with that, being a older Gen Xer. Voyager, it has its pluses and minuses. But I like Voyager because that was the first time you saw full-time an Indigenous person, and we don't see a lot of Indigenous people on screen.
Yeah,
or they're played by white people and Mexicans, but having Chakotay as a strong character and a strong female, working with a strong female character was pretty enlightening. It was pretty inspiring. And then Enterprise, where you're just starting things out, and I was just starting my current career when Enterprise came out, and now we got Discovery, and just every series speaks to people in a different way. So I really couldn't pick a favorite right now. I'm binge watching Discovery.
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna start a fight. Who's your favorite captain?
Oh,
do it! Start the fight.
being in a leadership position, I find myself wanting to be like Picard, but I keep sliding back into Cisco mode.
That is the best description of the two of them I've ever heard. I want to be like Picard, but I keep ending up being Cisco.
That is great.
The struggle is real.
So how many war crimes have you committed today?
I like how DS9 was dark, and Avery Brooks really played it to the hilt. I like how he brought minorities to the front. Yeah, they had some input in their characters where the people playing Bajorans had a little bit of say, and being an indigenous person, I kind of again resonated with the being taken over by a colonial power, and then do we trust these people that want to help us? Yeah. And you have Cisco who's walking both worlds. Like I was raised off reserve, so I have to balance Catholicism with my dad's indigenous teachings, and he grew up off reserve. So this whole reclaiming your heritage thing, they're just such a deep, just an encyclopedia of different viewpoints and different beliefs that all somehow try to come together and cohabitate. That's why DS9 I think resonates the most with me.
That's cool. Yeah, because they really dive into that. So you mentioned on Twitter that you're a voice actor?
Yeah, when a few years ago now, there was a website called TrekRadio.com.
Oh yeah.
And a guy named Kineas was streaming music, and it was in game, right? He had his website, but he was in I think it was Drozana Station. So
you will never find a greater hive of scum and villainy.
So he talked to me within a week. He had me recruited as a DJ because I called him up on Skype, and he says, "Oh man, you got a deep voice. You should try radio."
That's awesome.
The rest is history. I worked with him for a bit, and there was other Canadian pal of mine that was doing DJ. We were at Star Trek Las Vegas at the 50th.
Oh yeah.
Live broadcast. We had our own little booth, and I moved on to different websites, and now I'm just streaming on my own in Twitch and YouTube. So listening to all the different games where voice acting is starting to become not just an extra, it's a very serious discipline. I was doing some short radio bits, and people were commenting that I'm very clear on the radio. I'm like, okay, maybe I should try it. Like, hey, I haven't made funny voices since I was a kid. So hearing the different voice actors, you can tell it's the same actor. But I grew up in the era of Michael Bell and Peter Cullen. Like, watching Transformers, and he's having an argument with himself. And then you watch G.I. Joe, and you're like, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I love doing that where, like, you hear a voice actor deeply burying their voice, and then they say one word, and you're like, nope, that's still Matt Mercer.
That's him.
That's still them. That's really cool. So what kind of, are you just doing the streaming stuff right now, or are you doing some voice acting for, like, games or anything like that?
I hope so. Hope to get a job in video games, radio. It's a hustle, because you got to break into an industry with thousands of people, so you got to make yourself stand out. So that's where Twitch and YouTube come in, and shameless plug, I just basically read off the dialogue of players or characters that aren't that don't have voices, and I really quickly think of how many different voices do I do, and I've had 5 different voices in one bit on radio.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, Kenny said, well, read this bit of dialogue. I'm like, nah, I don't like that. And I did 1 minute of the Say What Again scene from Pulp Fiction, and I did 5 voices at once, and like, oh man, that really hurt. But it gave me practice to switch voices right away. So I'm on my headset, or I have a condenser mic, and when the voice and NPC is done talking, and I can just read off the dialogue, and it kind of speaking to the immersion. Somebody was commenting on Twitter is, some of us like the roleplay aspect where we get to immerse, and that was the idea behind TrekRadio.com, is we would pretend that we were on a radio station that was piping music into your ready room or the briefing room or the bridge. So when people are flying around and a new mission came out, we would pretend that we were doing news broadcasts about, Sayla's escaped and she's in this sector.
That's awesome.
And see where it goes.
That's really cool. I'm sad that I missed all of that. That sounds like it was really fun.
Yeah.
We totally made it up as we went along. It was great.
Jet, did you ever listen to that show back in the day? I know you've been playing this game for longer than I've been alive.
What?
I'm not sure that's accurate. You must be a little younger than you look. But, no, I heard a Trek radio a lot. I'm really sad to hear that.
There's actually two. There's two Trek radios, and there was actually several radio stations, internet radio. It's kind of actually there's quite a bit, and you don't really hear much of it because it's not for broadcast, right? You can't just like turn on a radio and get it. You just have to find the website, and there's actually quite a bit out there. Quite some really funny people that just do it because it's fun, and that's the main reason why we do this.
Yeah, I know there's a really good group a couple of really good groups who do it for Champions because I interact with them for a lot of costume contests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit. Let's say I'm gonna pick a character. Actually, no, Rose, pick an NPC from our game.
No, don't make me do it.
Yeah, Kurland. Do it.
No, I don't want to do it.
Fine, Jet, you do it.
Kurland.
Okay, give us a voice for Kurland.
Here.
This
is Kurland?
This is Kurland, yeah, there you go.
It's Kurland.
Yeah, you gotta put it in front of your face or it doesn't sound right at all. What about give us a Klingon voice. Nice. Yeah, oh yeah. Dude, I've been doing the Duolingo Klingon lessons, and like every time I read a word, it's like, no, you need to read it.
Something's in your throat, you're mad and you're yelling.
Yeah, if you're not screaming. I told my wife she was beautiful the other day, and it was bitch. And she was like, don't say that again.
Something else that's not very good.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, dude. So if people want to find your streams and stuff, where do they go?
I try to keep the first character I made was named Corvin Rygar, and I just kind of like piece it together from different games I played before, and I just kept that as a handle. So the easiest way to find me is probably through Twitter at Corvin Rygar, and Corvin Rygar is my Twitch name. And when I'm pseudo in real world, like professional voice acting, is DJ Corvin on Instagram, TikTok, and what else? Yeah, actually, that's it right now.
That's awesome. Hold on, we have a request from chat. Picard47 Alpha wants you to say today is a good day to die in Klingon, which is I'm going to butcher this. Heglume koch jashvam. Heglume koch jashvam. Well, it's good enough, man. Thank you. That was awesome. Cool. Well, thanks so much for being here, dude. It was great chatting with you.
Me.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Don't tell me this is another false alarm, Mike, and the stream is still going.
The stream is still going. Yes. Why?
You've said bye twice now.
Oh my God!
Really messing with me.
All right. Who we got next? Yes. Next is Sizer herself. All right. Where is she? By special request of Jet, although I had already put her on the list before Jet requested her.
I was requested to request her.
Hello, Sizer. Hello, Sizer. There you are.
Hey.
Hold on. Let me get you on the actual stream. I realized once again, the only person I asked if I could use their real name was Claire. So, do you want to go by Sizer or do you want to go by your real name?
Mara's fine.
Okay. Hello, Mara. Welcome. Hold on. And now you're on stream. Yay. Hello. Yay. How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
So, of the people we have on stream, you were one of the most requested. We had probably like 20 people reach out to me to say, you should get Sizer on there. So we'll start with the boilerplate questions. How long have you been playing STO?
Since beta.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
So were you there for the Borg invasion?
Yeah.
That's always sounded so awesome. What was that like?
Like a pork invasion.
Thank you, Mara. Your poetry has truly graced us this day. I feel a word picture being painted in my mind.
I tried.
Did you get into Star Trek because of the video game or because you were a Trekkie?
My first words were "Space: The Final Frontier." I've been watching Star Trek since 3 days out of the hospital.
Lies, but I believe you anyway.
No, not even a little bit.
Really? That was your actual first words?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Are your parents huge Trekkies?
No. They watched the show.
Oh, okay. So no, then it just happened to have downloaded itself into your brain. That's really cool. So I was going to say what got you into Star Trek, but I guess no one knows. It just sort of got there. What is it about Star Trek that you love now?
Oh, God, that's a question. I love the exploration of morality and the human condition in a future framework.
Cool. That's awesome. What's your favorite season?
Well, the best series is Deep Space Nine.
What is your favorite season?
Babylon 5.
All right, Sizer. So tell me a little bit about what you do for Star Trek Online. I know you're big into the theory crafting world. What else do you do in the fan community? Or is that...
I spend a lot of time on Discord helping people with builds. I write a lot of new player guides, and I explain the economics of the game. I used to create content, and maybe I'll get back to that at some point.
You should. I would love to see that.
Yeah. I'd love to do a build show with Jet, not gonna lie.
I mean, we can make that happen. Well, let's talk about it.
Yes, please.
I want Jet to spend all of her time explaining this game to other people, so I don't have to.
Well, the funny thing is, I've been doing that since I started playing, because one of Star Trek Online's oldest memes is "Where's Sulu?" And
yes.
If you weren't around for that during I think it was in the tutorial of the game at launch, you had to go find Captain Sulu, and there was just no direction on how to find it. So I created a character called Help Desk, and I would sit in ESD right at the beam-in point for a couple hours a day for the first 2 weeks of the game's launch, and just direct people there. So I have the ability to explain things to players.
Thank you so much
one.
for your public service, Mara. We deeply appreciate you. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that it's something that we talk about a lot here. Star Trek Online is a deeply, deeply complicated game that does not explain itself very well. And we've been working on a lot of ideas here on how to fix that. I've been trying to get game guides written for forever. What would you recommend, since I've got you on the stream, what would you recommend to explain the game better? What would you recommend that doesn't involve completely rebuilding tutorial systems from scratch with 4 months of content work?
Aside from using the refined ship replacement system you guys developed with the Sankethi, I don't know.
Can you go wave your hand behind the screen for a second?
I would definitely maybe some graphic designed condensed tutorial images linked, maybe some sort of out of game database that's linked in game.
Yeah,
that's about all I can think of. That wouldn't require actual game dev. I
know, that would be really cool. That's one of the things we've been talking about, is trying to get... Because, when you start up, what is that TFO that takes place in the oh, God. Yellow space. You know what I mean?
Do you mean Gravity Kills?
No, I don't mean Gravity Kills.
No, that's not Gravity Kills.
Undine Assault.
Undine Assault, yes, thank you. Undine Assault starts with these beautiful graphics of here's exactly what you should do in this TFO. And we did a similar thing for, I think, Romulan Minefield when we remade that. We made graphics for it that were beautiful.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident The Breach also has one.
Yeah,
yes,
it does.
The Breach also does.
Yeah.
The only other thing,
Chad is just going fluidic space.
Yeah, this was really editing heavy, and at the time I just didn't have the mental bandwidth to do it a lot, but I started making a series called Stow Simply, and it's a very simple, very graphically clean breakdown of mechanics that I think a smoothly produced, short, digestible video series like that is linked in game go a long way.
Yeah, I know Elite Dangerous does that. Before you can start playing, you have to watch 7 YouTube videos on how to play.
I don't know that I'd force anyone.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want to do that either, but I think it'd be a cool resource to drop on people. So link me to those videos after the stream if you've still got them around. I'd love to take a look at them.
Yeah, they're buried on a channel I've never used since.
One of the problems I know with tutorialization is you have to make it so that it's digestible for a player who wants to spend minimal investment learning about your game because they want to just get started and know the basics. I'm told not everyone just goes and spends hundreds of hours learning game mechanics for games they play, and other people are weird for not doing that. But the other part is like figuring out what the information is that really matters and how many like corners you can cut in describing things to people to present them something that's accurate and simple. Like there's broad principles of builds that are true that all have exceptions, and figuring out which exceptions are unimportant enough to not mention early on are helpful, and things like that.
I have burned literally hundreds of hours thinking about that problem when in writing. I'm working on very slowly a build, one giant post called Sizer's Unified Build Theory, and I've posted a snippet of it a few months ago to force myself to complete it, and that didn't work too well. So yeah, no, that's a huge question. Stowe is so modular, but it's really deceptive in its modularity because most things are junk.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things, too, like, you know, I asked Cthulhu to help me a while, because we've got this game guides thing on the webpage, I talk about it all the time, that doesn't have any useful game guides in it, and I want to fix that, but I need help, because I don't understand all of these systems myself. I asked Cthulhu to write me a very similar, like, just how do you build a ship guide? And he got back to me a couple months later and was like, so this is going to be 250 pages long. Yeah. Like, I'm not sure you want this.
I can be a little less verbose than Q, I think, whom I love dearly.
We should get you all working together.
No, we worked on, when Victory is Life came out, we did a little mini-series called Victory is Awful, for which he did a lot of the writing for. I just screwed up with the builds.
Oh, that was the one where you took all the characters that I built and you made them better and more endgamey and all that stuff? Was that? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All the Jem'Hadar characters you built, or all the ones you built for the stream?
No, I did all the pre-made characters that the Jem'Hadar like. So I didn't make the decisions behind how I get to make them, but they were like, they're gonna have these stuff, and I'm like, sure, all right. And then I went through and actually assigned all the skill points and did all that for the characters.
And I'm the one who tested it all.
Wraith Shadow says in chat, I would love to get a video series that better explains how to build ships for your playstyles, not just, hey, copy and paste this expensive build for Pew Pew, but something that actually explains mechanics and meta for building ships better. I want that too so bad.
That's how I approach all of my tutorials and all of my build theory posts. Because when it comes right down to it, I've said there's another post that if you haven't read it, you should, called Sizer's Frequently Unasked Questions, where I harp on this all the time, where so much of this, when people see these high-end builds, so much of our discussion and argument is about fractions of a percent of optimization. There are simple ways to achieve really good performance with completely free gear. I have builds that are entirely free to play that do 100,000 DPS on ISA.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a whale to do well. It's just figuring it out.
You just need to understand what's good, and you need to keep up with what changes. You know, when Jet nerfs DRPM in a couple weeks. I'm kidding. She's not doing that. She's not doing that. I'm kidding. She's not doing that. I'm kidding that.
Why would you do that to Jet?
Why would I do that to myself?
This one's your problem.
This one's on me. But when the meta changes, you have to keep up with it too. You know, and so like all of your carefully built ships get thrown out the window. I will say, as a theory crafter, a lot of times people say that you can fly any ship and be successful in Star Trek Online. Do you think that's true, or do you think you have to have some knowledge of how the game mechanics work to play?
As long as you have one of the things I say all the time is functional, not optimal. So as long as you have something functional, you can do all the content of the game except for maybe the most elitist of elite content like HSE and Corfez with a really basic build on any platform, really. There's one of the other things I say all the time is there are no bad ships in this game.
But do you really believe that?
Yeah.
I was just waiting. I was just trying to get you to trash a ship.
You should see my library. I have I haven't released it yet. I don't know if I ever will, but I have a little what was it? The Hirogen Hunter escort that I've decked out as a light Battlestar RP. And
nice.
All the rules, it doesn't do anything correctly, and I still have fun with it.
There's on the teaching subject, there's a couple of things I've been hoping to do that I will talk comfortably about, because they're reasonable things to talk about, and I'll preface with this so Mike doesn't immediately cut me off. So as many of you may know...
So anyway, cutting Jet off now.
You're about to learn. On the Tribble test map right now, there's a combat test map you can go to at the Drazana test station, and I'm still working on that a bit, as part of an effort to get things in a more player-facing manner. Not everyone knows that you parse ISA to get results, not everyone installs a parser, and so having a repeatable function in the game somewhere that automatically parses it for you was an attempt that I was working on to try and get some results and immediate feedback be more accessible to players, and try and get people ramped up on the learning curve that way. And because I know Mike's talked a lot about wanting to do a build stream with me, one of the things I want to dive into one of those is build theory, not these are specific things, in a high-level build, from a really high-level perspective, what do you want to do? And the broad steps, regardless of any specifics, of figuring out how to get there. I think that would be a really entertaining and informative stream, and I'm looking forward to getting to do that sometime.
What I would really love to do is just do, like Mara's been talking about, a series of videos, with you, with some of the other, theory crafters from throughout the community, just to kind of break it down to the simplest version. Because I think even the simplest version we have right now is still you got to get your DPS up. And I think there are a lot of people who play our game who are like, what's DPS and why? And so I think, it's having a STO for Dummies series would be really, really great.
Yeah. If I can address something I saw on the stream chat real quick. Someone said there are bad ships, specifically those that are outclassed by new ships, which happens all the time. Just because something better comes out does not reduce the effectiveness and capability of a pre-existing bit of content. There's my Jem'Hadar Vanguard warship that can do 270,000 DPS wasn't made worse because the Juggernaut came out.
Yeah. It just
That's a lot of damage.
Just I hate that line of logic. It's no, use the ship you want to use, because whatever reason, use whatever you want to use as far as weapons.
Use it if you think it's pretty. Use it if you think it's fun to fly. Use it if you think the mechanics work.
Whatever sounds and visuals make you happy, pick that. We can make it work.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So what's we've said that any ship build can be good. What do you think would be the most challenging ship in the game? What ship build in the game to build effectively? What would you think would be the most challenging combination to make work? What could we give you that would be the oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but by golly, I'm gonna get it done ship build?
I don't know, because I've done a lot of crazy stuff. I don't know, Drain's pretty weak right now. I don't know, asking me to build a Drain build that actually shuts things down in advanced and elite content, maybe. without spore infused anomalies. Without that, yeah.
What ship would you use for that if you had to?
I haven't devoted much time to Drain builds in my headspace. Probably some sort of side dreadnought for the carrier output.
Nice.
I would go look and see what I want to say the name is Lucho80 on the forums is using. I've been paying attention to him for years, and he's seemed to be on top of drains for a great many of them.
There's some you can drain in PvP really, really well. You can drain okay in PvE. You just lose too much damage output because you have to invest into it too hard.
Yeah. Cool.
Well,
Mara, thank you so much for joining us. I hope this was fun. I actually would love to get together with you and some of the other folks at some point and really drain you guys' brains about ship builds in the game and how to make them good. Maybe we'll just start a podcast. Maybe you and I should just do a podcast and get regular guests on. That would be fun. Like once a month or something like that?
I'm always down for anything that strokes my ego.
I said that. I said that, and Jet just kind of shrunk away from me and wilted into the floor. So maybe we won't do that, but we'll see. Well, Mara, it was lovely to meet you in person. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Anytime.
Yeah. All right, and we'll talk to you very soon.
All right. Thank you.
I will say so long, so that Jet doesn't make the same joke she made the last 3 times. Oh no! No!
I heard the thing.
All right, and finally, Auggie would like to apologize for his chat in game being rude. We appreciate you for that. We're gonna bring him on now, but he doesn't want to appear. Well, hold on, we're still showing your face. Let me fix that. What up, dude? Welcome.
Hey, I'm guessing I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you just fine. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up. Is there an Augmented Dictator Games logo I can grab off your Twitter or something?
You can grab it off of my Twitch or my YouTube.
All right.
I don't have it on Twitter.
All right.
Unless you want to use the one of Khan, who's my favorite character, but that's why my name is Auggie, is because it's based off of the fact that my channel is Augmented Dictator Games. I love Khan. I've always loved Wrath of Khan, so that's why I named it pretty much myself after him.
You know what? I can't grab it off your YouTube. That's all right. We'll just leave you in a nice blank space. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good.
First, I'd like to apologize for some of my more loyal people in the channel for calling for me out of order.
Well, we like to keep them waiting. There we go. Off of YouTube, I was able to get half of your banner up. Huzzah!
I'll make sure the next time I send you one, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until right now. I should have done that earlier. Oh well, it wouldn't be a 10 forward if there wasn't some kind of weird technical error for us to deal with.
I was like that on my stream all the time. Something always would go just off the wall, and then that would make me angry for the rest of the stream.
Dude,
so.
I was trying to, before we started today, because you know how you're supposed to stream by using 2 computers and having one computer do all the heavy lifting and the other computer do the streaming. I spent like an hour trying to set that up for the stream and finally had to just say, screw it, we're doing it the old way. Which is why the magic video was so choppy right at the start. So, cool. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Do you want me to call you by your real name, or you want me to call you Auggie?
You can call me Auggie.
All right.
Most people know who I am anyway, because I get a lot of the Facebook. There's a Facebook group I'm a member of that I help with builds.
Nice.
And a good amount of the people from there are actually watching from that Facebook group. So yeah, I guess Auggie, Sean, it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Well, Auggie, how's everything going? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Sorry, that's where I was.
I am a lifetime-long Star Trek fan. Started out a long time ago. My mother was an original series Star Trek fan. I'm pretty sure she would have left my dad for Spock if he was real.
I mean, who
every
wouldn't,
single Star Trek novel ever written. So I was immersed in the Star Trek lore for pretty much my entire life. So
that's really cool. What was the first Star Trek series you watched?
The original series.
Nice.
That's why when I fell in love with Khan, because he was on Space Seed and he was just like the coolest character ever that come on there, and he is the only one that could pull off yellow lame or where the heck he was wearing in that episode,
I always thought that was so cool that they it was one of those things that you didn't see for decades, and now of course they're starting to do it again with Marvel and Star Wars doing crossovers with their TV shows, but taking the villain from an episode of the TV show and making him the main villain of a movie is a really, really cool idea.
Yeah.
I mean, after the motion picture, a lot of people felt that the motion picture was a disappointment. I liked it, but a lot of people did not like it.
It will.
They really stepped up when they went to the Wrath of Khan, because Pardo's acting ability was just off the charts in that movie. You just could not. I don't know anybody who goes, man, I hate Wrath of Khan.
All right, so Auggie, other than yelling at me on Twitter, what do you normally do for this STO community?
I like Sizer. I'm a builds person, numbers, DPSer. I like to help other people. I don't just do runs like HSC runs or ISA runs all the time. My end game is really helping other players. Because once you have done pretty much everything in the game on one character, I feel a sense of satisfaction with helping somebody who take their ship from 10K to 40K to 100K.
That's really cool. That's really, really cool of you. What is it about mentorship that you think speaks to you that way?
I don't know, maybe because I'm old. I have no...
You must pass on what you have learned.
Exactly. I mean, there's a point in time where you go, well, you know what? You go and do TFOs only so much before it's like, okay, well, I need to help other people out. Plus, it improves the overall game experience when people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I warp into a pug, I'm super thankful for everyone who has bothered to has gotten the opportunity to learn from someone like you. As you can tell, the people who have some idea of what they're doing, and I appreciate those people.
Are they the people that go for the molecules?
I mean, so I avoid that queue because it would stress me out, and I learned to avoid things that stress me out, which has nothing to do with why I'm on stream right now.
It's the opposite of that.
There is a trick to gravity kills. It's especially useful if you have a Romulan ship that can cloak, and you have your weapons off auto-fire, because auto-firing will interrupt you from picking up the particles, and being able to cloak gets you there and back without being
getting into a fight.
Protomatter barrages and torpedo spreads.
Yeah, I do that with my Klingon, with my Discovery Bird of Prey all the time.
Do you mean to tell me people out there fly non-Romulan characters? I don't do that, so I'm surprised to find that other people do. Like, I know Mike flies Klingon characters, but that's at least acceptable.
Klingon poo, Mike.
Well, I trust me, I play a Romulan. He's just KDF aligned. I'm a strong KDF loyalist, in case you guys have not noticed from previous live streams I've been in.
I take back everything that I've said. We're best friends now.
Wow, Mike.
Yeah, I would also like to apologize for my conduct on Twitter. I know
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
stuff.
I'm giving you crap because you're actually normally fine on Twitter.
I'd say I can get pretty salty when the situation comes up, so I just want to apologize beforehand. I've actually had to think. That's why I'm talking slowly, because other words that I don't want to say keep popping into my vocabulary, and I'm trying not to say those words on Cryptic's live stream.
I know that feel, bro. I've been trying to stop my swearing because of my daughter, and it's going okay.
It's really funny because the other week was the Cryptic did the Extra Life stream, and in all of the practice games, I was just like swearing up and down really badly, and I'm pretty sure I was the only one that didn't curse on the actual stream.
Yep,
and that was helpful.
Somebody, I think it was this year, I think it was Chantel maybe, just marched up to the swear jar and dropped like a 20 in and was like, okay, let's go.
I think the best moment from that was when Rob said the F word, realized he said it, and then said the F word about that.
You know where I did that once? My great grandmother's funeral.
That is.
I started crying during the eulogy, and I swore because I was crying, and then I swore because I swore into the live microphone.
Oh no!
It was wonderful times.
I was say, you said you were trying to cuss because you have kids. You're trying not to anymore. It gets easier.
Oh, good.
The longer that you go.
Good.
My oldest is 11 now, and I don't cuss as often as I used to anymore. It's very rare these days.
So, Auggie, you said you were a streamer. Tell us a little bit about your stream.
It's the same name as my YouTube channel. It's just something I used to try to stream on YouTube, and then YouTube their streaming platform is not quite as good as Twitch. And actually, I have not streamed in about 3 months because they had an issue. Twitch changed a bunch of stuff that I really didn't agree with.
Oh, okay.
So I've been actually concentrating more on the actual build videos on my YouTube channel rather than actual streaming on Twitch. The people are talking about being Romulan in chat. Well, see, here's the deal with me and Romulans, right? When I started playing Stowe, I didn't know crap about DPS. Okay, I didn't know anything. I played Romulans because they looked like elves. Okay, and they were always the better bad guys in the Next Generation. So what I did is I took my character and I turned him into a Drow elf. Okay, because my character is actually from Forgotten Realms.
Oh, okay.
He was kidnapped by the Illithids. And the Illithids, I always had Toriel, which is the Forgotten Realms world. I had it located in the Gamma Quadrant in my own headcanon.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And the character was kidnapped and was brought into the Star Trek universe with the Illithids. He escaped. The Romulans destroyed the Illithids. They basically took prisoners, and thus he ended up joining the Romulan Republic from there.
Okay.
So that's why if you see my ships in game, they're always named after either Forgotten Realms NPCs or places.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and guess you play Neverwinter as well?
I played Neverwinter. I've got a max level character in Neverwinter, but I still, for some reason, I guess it's because of the starships. I love starships.
They are the best.
I mean, I literally have every ship in game right now. So.
Also, I mean, I think everyone would agree our dinosaurs are better. So.
Yeah, well, yes, they got lasers on their head.
So, you do a lot of like helping new players and a lot of like theory crafting videos and stuff like that. What would you say is the most common question you get asked?
How the hell do you do that? That's usually where it starts out at. People, like we were doing runs last night and we did an ISA, and recently Night School, which you can see him in the channel in the chat room. We've been doing what we like to call reverse ISA and reverse Kittimer. And what that involves is us storming the gateway while both nanite transformers are up to see if we can destroy the gateway before we are listed as being gate dopers in the parsing programs. So, and we are quite successful at it. Usually you can get them down within about 10 to 15 seconds. So.
Jet's crying on the inside right now. the two Jets are at war. Game designer Jet is going, we shouldn't be able to do that. And player Jet is going, that's so cool.
Yes, well, it depends on the build you're using. Torpedo builds usually have an easier chance of doing it than energy builds. But if you have the whole group going at it, with everybody going 100K plus, they go down pretty quick.
Cool.
Don't mess it up, Jet. Don't mess it up. It's fun. Try it.
So, I'm just going to say, I'm a systems designer. I work on system stuff.
Not content stuff.
Right.
Yes.
I'm not trying to ruin anyone's fun here.
No one is trying to ruin anyone's fun here, to be fair.
No, I would just like to clarify it. Because
Jet
I was asked the question.
Jet specifically. Rose is trying to ruin your fun. No,
I am. I'm trying to ruin your fun. That is my entire job. It's not.
Y'all say that, but I actually renamed my Kelvin D7 to the Amusement Annihilator because sometimes I get nice little tells in game about how I destroy people's fun because I killed everything.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see that.
Well, I can help you. I can help you do it too.
So, what do you think? What's one thing in the game that most people don't know about that they should?
I would say this basic build theory. Not mixing a bunch of different weapons. Not just throwing 15 armor consoles on your ship. That's fine. I mean, it's the low level stuff. People keep their low level gear when they get to max level. I think that's a thing that most people should probably look into changing once they get in there. And I know that a lot of people are free to play, so they don't have the resources to put into it. But you can make a decent build just from stuff you pick up in missions.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I've seen a bunch of posts dedicated that are like completely free to play builds of like nothing but mission rewards on a free ship that you got from events or leveling up or whatever. And
I think Winters from P1 is doing a whole series of that right now. Yeah.
You really
Timberwolf does a lot of it too.
Oh yeah. Poor Timberwolf. Yeah. Guy keeps trying to interview us and then he'll, things keep coming up. Anyway, Cool. Well, all right. It's about 5:30. I think I got a bunch of Champions blogs to put up tonight, so I think we're still we're on the verge of wrapping up. But Auggie, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for everything you do to help people out in the game. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ain't no problem. Like I said, that's what I'm here for.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cut off Auggie there and go back to our main screen. None of you are winter, so let's just make that go away. And folks, thank you so much for joining us for the stream. This was super fun. Yes. I think we'll have to do this again. I think this actually worked out really well, despite a lot of people's concerns that we were going to get trolls or something like that. We got 4 really cool people, and I enjoyed all of those interviews.
Yeah. That was really cool.
I think you picked some good people, and I think. In general, with the spotlight on them, people tend to behave a little bit better anyway. So, it's...
Somebody's asking, since this is the last 10 forward to 2019, when will we be back? Likely the second week of January.
I think the answer is next decade.
We'll be back next decade.
We'll
be back next decade. I'll see you guys in a decade. No, next decade.
No, that's
next
different.
Decade. That's different. That's different.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's been super fun. Thank you guys so much for joining me and helping with the interviews. I appreciate it.
It was nice to be able to be back on for once. I've had meetings that are usually right during the stream, and so I haven't been able to be on.
And Jet's been on every week.
Yeah, so it's been forever since I've been up here. It's been like 7 days. Yeah. So thanks, everybody. Glad to be back.
But, hey, I thank everybody for coming in and playing the game during 2019, and
it's been a great year, and the stuff you're going to see right as 2020 starts is really cool, and I think you're going to like it.
Yeah, it's very cool. I can't say anything else. It's some pretty cool stuff.
There's some pretty cool stuff
coming down the pipe, and we'll kick off 2020 with.
I think the sentence I can safely say is I'm excited for the stuff that's going to happen in the near or not so near future.
Yes. I am also excited for the stuff that's going to happen in the near, not near, and far future.
Yeah.
I will say this. There is...
Wherever you are.
All right, and that's enough.
Yeah, I will say this. There is a piece of content that is coming at the start of 2020 that I played, and literally when I was done with it, I was just, this is the best thing I think I've ever played in this game.
That's mid-2020, right? Not mid-January, not start of 2020? Mid-January?
Mid-January.
Not right when we get back.
End of January.
Like with the anniversary. We can just say with the anniversary.
Yeah.
It is, I know what you're talking about.
It is literally the coolest piece of content I think I've ever played in this game, ever. And
it's really cool.
It's fantastic, so I can't wait.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks all for tuning in. Thanks folks.
Everybody.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.